So the Chicago Bears just found the absolute answer for this offensive line. And I get it. Line's a mess, right? But it's going to get cleaned up really soon. And there's multiple players being tied to the Bears in the draft. But Bleacher Report, they just actually reinforced the best fit for the Bears. The guy who I believe is the best fit as well, and that's LSU's Will Campbell. Looking at this guy, he was a starter at LSU immediately when he came on campus, and he started at left tackle. Just a complete and ready prospect, so ready to make the jump to the pros. And there's a good thing. He might have to do it at a different position. The guy's 21 years old and is not even debatable. He's the class's top-rated pass blocker. He's a guy I think the Bears need to draft at 10, and his record in the SEC, it just really speaks for itself. Top 10 tools for the NFL provide a solid option for years to come. And kind of looking at Pro Football's thought about him, and I'm going to go to this story on Athlon Sports. It's just really good to get this input. Here's the visual here. So PFF, Campbell's ranked as the best offensive tackle prospect entering the draft next season. He excels at pass protection. He was also, to boot, one of the best run blockers in 2023. So according to PFF, as a true freshman in 2022, Campbell's 85.6 pass blocking grade on true pass sets. It only trailed Peter Skoronski. Peter Skoronski was picked number 11 overall by the Tennessee Titans in the 2023 NFL Draft. And this is among Power 5 tackles. So let's kind of continue with the Skoronski comparison. This is really good. NFL teams, you guys know, they evaluate the best possible outcome based on skill set. So how his versatility could be used, that's really shown by Peter Skoronski. Peter Skoronski experienced a similar collegiate career arc, and that's when he was a member of the Northwestern Wildcats. So we're looking at, once the Tennessee Titans selected him, 11th overall, the organization chose to slide him from his college position at tackle inside to left guard. And that's where he stayed. That's where he's stuck, and that's where he's thrived. And then the team drafted J.C. Latham to play left tackle a year later. Really good decision from all intents and purposes. And this season, Campbell, he finished 5th best among FBS tackles with an 84.9 run blocking grade as well. Just a really complete player. But the emphasis on the good passing block grade, though, the guy's elite. And that's what my focus is. Because new offensive line coach Dan Rouchar, he looks for guys that don't need much polishing in pass protection. He's got a philosophy that it's way easier to teach linemen how to run block, and that's opposed, of course, to making them good pass protectors once they're in the pros. I think it's because run blocking, it requires less technique, right? The timing doesn't have to be perfect. The problem with drafting the best run blocker, many times they just fail because they can never get over the hump of mastering pass protection. And don't get me wrong, run blocking can be improved with good coaching, but it's really difficult to improve pass protection dramatically, really quickly as a player acclimates to the pros at the same time. Run blocking, we've shown it can be improved with good coaching because Chicago already used this philosophy when drafting Darnell Wright. The guy's working out great. And this is also why my choice to draft in the second round, that's Alabama's Tyler Booker. Once again, bio highlighted by elite pass protection. And I think really the nicest thing about Campbell is that he's already a pretty good blocker for the run already. I mean, just a complete player. So let's kind of look at where the Bears are at. Undecided in quite a few spots. I don't have to tell you that, but it bears going through. We've got our starting left tackle, Braxton Jones. He's 25 years old. He's a passable left tackle. I mean, he's good, but he suffered a fractured fibula in December. Excuse me. We got to see if he's even ready for camp. And also, he's not a top caliber, upper tier left tackle when he's fully healthy. And also, the guy's going to need a contract very soon. So what's our plan? We draft Kieran Amagaje, right? We drafted him last year in the 3rd. I really liked him coming out of Yale, but he had an injury we knew about already. He didn't really but he wasn't really in the combine because of it. The Bears were fully aware of it when we drafted him, but he didn't end up having any training camp, no preparation for the season. And we know now he received really subpar coaching, offensive coordinator, musical chairs, right? He was forced to play due to injuries, and then he looked just unprepared when he was on the field. So I'd love to see where he's at with an actual offseason, with actual good coaching. Well, any coaching. And the guy's got the size and attributes of a prototypical left guard, but it's not a done deal where he's going to slot in or if he's even going to fully develop. I think we're going to know pretty much everything, even in training camp this year. So what I'm saying is, getting to the point, drafting Campbell gives the Bears lots of choices. Could definitely be the left tackle of the future. But if Jones is ready to start the season, the guy can easily slide inside, form a really nice side of the line. And then imagine if we can still get Trey Smith. If that happens, play right next to right tackle Darnell Wright, their former teammates as well in college. We signed a center. I absolutely love Drew Dahlman. This line could be fixed in a hurry. And looking at LSU too, no stranger to developing versatile players. If Jones is back, Campbell, once again, he can move inside to form a nice side of the line. If Jones isn't ready or needs replacing, the two-time first-team All-SEC performer can take over Chicago's blind side pretty much immediately. So we're looking at a two-time All-SEC, well on his way to a third nomination in just as many college seasons. And he did it. He held down the fort as a Tiger star left tackle, came into the 2024 season as arguably the top offensive lineman in the nation, totally lived up to the expectations under all that pressure. There's been questions of whether even in college that he'll stay at tackle or kick inside to guard in recent weeks even. And I think, his strengths dictate that he's going to be able to do so. Let's kind of look at some measurables and then we'll get going. 6'6", 321 pounds, super strong anchor. This is from Windy City Gridiron. Excuse me, I'm just getting well here. He's a guy that just makes pushing the pocket against him just really difficult. He's got a mean streak, just ideal drive in his lower half, just really good base, really good timing, really good hand placement, really good grip strength. And that's needed to lock out edge rushers, right? From the inside and not hold people. Really good quickness out of his stance and pass protection. Really good acceleration in the run game. I mean, there's not a lot of negatives here. Really good foot quickness, temperance in his kick slide, wide base. And he's also a 3-year starter at a power 4 level. Took over as left tackle as a true freshman. He's always been the answer at LSU. I think he'll be the answer in Chicago, and just works with his head on a swivel. And ESPN's Matt Miller, just to close, he absolutely loves this choice for the Bears. He's high on 2 offensive tackles, but he thinks Campbell's going to be the perfect fit at guard due to the measurables, most notably arm length. And I'm just going to close with what Miller had to say. Miller put him at the 7 spot on his big board. I'm thinking he might be available at the 10. We might actually have to jump up to get him if he really is the target. But what he has to say, the 6'6", 323 pounder, he's a technician, great agility, great balance, but his shorter arms under 33 inches and an upright stance lacks a little base power that could actually force the move to guard. The Bears have a need at both. It's more pressing their need at guard. Let's hope that Jones is ready to play to start the season. We could really fill out this line nicely to start the year and hit the ground running. You guys let me know what you think. Is LSU's tackle the answer for the Bears? And we will talk soon. I'll see you guys later.